Namaste everybody. My name is Prasad Mantraratnam. I am a disciple of Sri Akella Mallikarjuna Sharma garu. You can see him there. And his style is called AMS style, goes by his initials. And he was a very close follower of Sri MS Gopalakrishnan Gari style. And so I have learned from him for a long time. I wanted to explain his style, the style of playing, especially the left hand. Um and that is the purpose of this video. I'll make a few videos in this series so that you can understand how to play Gamakas, predominantly Gamakas in this style. So I'll move my camera now to concentrate on my left hand fully. So you can see there's one thing to tell you about here. This peg is removing this peg. Basically the E string peg is shifted to this side. It facilitates a little bit of playing convenience, because there are some gamakas in this area which you cannot play while the peg obstructs. So it's not essential for you to do this when you play this style. A lot of my students still have the original peg. I choose to do this long ago, so just to clarify. Okay, so we start with the basics of the gamakam. Okay, but before we go to the gamakam, I want to explain about the thumb positions. There are three thumb positions in this style. One is here, where you can feel this area. If you are here or here or here, you don't know where you are. So thumb needs to know where it is, because from the thumb we can guide the other fingers. Now this is one position. The second position is here. You train your hand in such a way that when you go, this touches here, you have to train it to go to sa. Okay, and this thumb is roughly one finger below, roughly. Okay, so that is sa, the octave point on the pass string. Well, the sa, you know what I'm talking about. Sa, pa, and sa. Okay, now look at the finger shape first. The fingers are all rounded. I'll also show it to you in this view. This is how it is. So you can see this finger is slightly above this finger, or the other way around. The thumb is slightly below. And in this technique, majorly the thumb stays below the index finger. There are one exception to this one. There is one exception to this one situation, that is when you go like this, but it does not go really low. Okay, it's still at the thumb level or a little higher. So this is one stage. This is one stage, and this is one stage. So you need to know how to go from here to here. And you already see my this point go touch it. I have trained my hand over years. In the first formative years, you are trained to do this. Okay, so that is this position. That is this position. Okay, the last thumb position is this. That is this. Okay, you go something like this. You cannot go any further. Okay, okay. And also, what is important here is you don't want to be that much outside into the thumb, and you don't want to be, your thumb should not be that much outside, is what I mean. You don't want to be very much inside, because you can slip. So even here, you want the thumb to be at least this much high. It depends on everybody's thumb size, but you don't want to be here, because that can slip. Okay, same thing here. You don't want to be like this. Okay, at the same time, if you are too much inside, what happens? Look at the fingers. They have to struggle a lot to come to the fingerboard. So it's a trade-off. You have to find the comfortable point for your hand and your violin. That is this. Okay. So look at the way the fingers are. You don't want them to be like this. You don't want them to be like this. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad in a normal position. Okay. So which basically says don't get your this knuckle so much outside. Okay. So a rule of thumb is I have this first segment, the first, second, third. In the first segment, only half of it protrudes above the fingerboard. You can see that. I don't want to come that much outside. I don't want to go that much inside. I want to go half of it. And that, if you fold, you get to the second note, the Chatushruti Rishabham. So Shuddha Rishabham, Chatushruti Rishabham. Sadharana Gandharam, Antara Gandharam. Shuddha Madhyamam, Prati Madhyamam. Those are the respective fingers you can use for those respective notes uh, from this thumb position. Okay, you can also play the Prati Madhyamam with this. You can also play the Panchamam with this. That is the limit of what this position can get you. Okay, on the sa string. Okay, same thing on the pa string. Shuddha Daivatam, Chatushruti Daivatam, Kaisik Nishadam, Kakali Nishadam, and then Shadjam. Okay, Shuddha Rishabham or Chatushruti Rishabham. Observe that when I went to Chatushruti Rishabham, I relieved this finger so that it makes it easy. But sometimes you have to keep it for the kind of music you play, some phrase you play. Okay, you should be prepared to do that. Anyway, so now in violin playing or in Carnatic music, there are two aspects: playing, non-sliding swaras, podiswaralu as we call it. Okay, they are not glides. Okay, and also when you then there are glides. Okay, so let's talk about glides, the gamakas. Okay, uh, so when you play a gamaka, first of all, the thumb never, you never leave the thumb. You never leave the thumb and move. Okay, thumb only slides always. Okay, between positions it only slides. You don't, you, what I mean to say is you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this. Okay, that's it. Now when you are playing normal podiswaras, as in plain notes, you are holding here and you are holding here. Okay, so your fingers measure based on your practice, they go to the respective positions properly. Okay, that is plain notes playing. Now let's come to the main topic. As I said, gamakas. Okay, when you play a gamaka in this style, you have to leave space here. Okay, meaning you basically extend this joint, and I'll show it to you in another view also. So this is the shape of the hand, fingers one on top of each other, the knuckle, the nails kind of squared up like this, and you should be able to do that. Okay, so the fingers are straight onto the string. Okay, we play the string at that points. If you can find, you know if you can find those press marks, I'll try to show it to you, those points. Okay, here, here, and here. Okay, right. Okay, and uh, now when you play a gamakam, you have to leave space. Remember that, leave space. And we start with Shuddha Daivatam, start there, leave space. This is the pivot point. Okay, then we work the gamakam from the wrist, and I'll show it to you as I do it. See, what am I doing? Look at my finger shape. Okay, that is the shape. Okay, I'll show it to you in another view here. Look at the wrist. The fingers relatively do not move. where I am not doing this, that is moving the finger with the wrist, not doing the work. That is not good, because you don't have enough control on how to play this. So if you do this, there is good control. Okay, same thing, two fingers, three fingers. Okay, the style is the same, the principle is the same. So let's go back to this in that view. So put it to Shuddha Daivatam and rotate your wrist. Keep the fingers relatively at the same position. They are just appearing to move up and down, but that's all motion is coming from the wrist. Okay, so you should be able to go a little like almost till Kakali Nishadam there. Okay, if you can't reach that far, it's fine. Even Kaisik Nishadam is fine. Okay, the point is to get the fingers moving in a shape like this. Now that is one finger gamakam. The second finger gamakam is at the bottom you will be this finger, at the top you will be this finger. We'll go from Shuddha Daivatam to Kakali Nishadam in this string. Okay, so observe, I am always leaving space. It may feel like I am not here, but it's there, the space is there. I'm not holding. See, I'm not holding. Okay, so observe the space and I will take you to the other view. Okay, okay, so that is the second two finger gamakam. At the bottom you are on this, at the top you are on that. Now then there is a three finger gamakam, which is the bottom is this finger, top is this finger. Okay, we go from Shuddha Daivatam to Shadjam. Okay, the shape is the same. Now you repeat this with next level, which is this thumb position. Okay, at this thumb position, which I explained a little while ago, with this. Now once you come here, when you are doing a gamakam, you must relieve that space. You should not have contact anywhere. So nothing touches except the thumb and the tip of the finger. Nothing touches anywhere when you are playing a gamakam. Okay, so you have a freely moving hand, all provided by the rotation of the wrist. Okay, now same thing with two fingers. Now I might have been exaggerating the gap. You don't need so much, you can be this close, it does not matter, but there should be a gap. Okay, uh, okay, that is two fingers gamakam. Okay, from like sa shadjam to like antaragandharam, you should be able to go like that. Okay, now sa to ma, three fingers. So if you want to do one finger, it is that, it's like kind of goes to sadharana gandharam. Okay, but it is rare to play this gamakam, because we do a little bit of like that much, but from a range perspective, this is going you are training your hand to go from sa to ga, sadharana gandharam, sa to antaragandharam with two fingers, and sa to madhyamam with three fingers. Okay, so this is what it is. And you come to the next string, do the same. You may feel like, oh, as you go deep, you have to turn your hand a little bit. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. I mean, what I mean is, you don't have to do that. Okay, it is easy. You will find it will find its way. Okay, this is important. The finger shape is important, the closeness of the fingers is important, the alignment of the fingers on to the string is important. All of these are important. Okay, no gap between the fingers. At the same time, you are not crushing them. That's not the point. Okay, They should be loosely held, because there are times when you have to separate them. Okay, all that. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now third string. You see, I'm of course I'm with my violin for many years, so I can move my hand here and there without really doing this. But if you are doing this, you are overdoing it. Okay, it's not needed. Okay, three fingers on the third string and on the fourth string. Okay, see, I am able to maintain that much gap. Okay, so that is the second thumb positions, all the three mobility of the one finger, two fingers, three fingers gamakas. Then you go to the top there. Okay, like this somewhere. Okay, now you start there, and again you are clear here. You are clear here. You are not touching anywhere. Okay, you are not touching anywhere here. Okay, now that one finger, two fingers, three fingers, three, two, one, and similarly on the this string. So what we did so far is to just understand how the hand moves, how the fingers move with respect to the wrist. When I do it in the air like this, it may seem like I am moving my hand, entire hand, but when you put it on the violin, this pivots. So you are doing that. Okay, the thumb stays where it is. Maybe it rotates a little bit here, but it's not doing this. That's not right. Okay, there are times when you have to do this. That is different, going between the thumb stations. Okay, so that at a high level is how you are enabling your hand to play a gamakam. Okay, I will catch up with you in a next session where we apply these principles for the basic most gamakas used in Carnatic music, and we slowly graduate up. Thank you. That is the first lesson on the gamakas aspect in this AMS style, Akella Mallikarjuna Sharma violin playing school style. Thank you.